Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to Parity Adventures. I don't know if y'all see behind me, but I got the S-10 here. So, another episode for the S-10. Yesterday, we went, picked it up, loaded it up on the trailer. We picked up our block from the shop. We ended up having to take it over there to get it bored out because that ridge ring was just way too bad. Uh, couldn't work with it. So, we had to get it bored out. They cleaned it up a little bit, boarded up. They went 40 over, so we got some new piston heads we got to put on our rods. We're gonna work on that today. We'll show y'all how we do that, and we're gonna get the shop ready. I'm over here at my grandpa's. As you can see, there's projects just galore. There's always something to be working on. So, but today we're gonna work on my little project back there. We're gonna eventually get it off the trailer. We're gonna get it right here, tear that body down, and go from there. We'll start the swap. But today it's gonna be we're gonna finish cleaning up that engine. Make sure it's cleaned up real good. We're gonna paint some of our new parts and hopefully get the block and the heads painted up. So y'all stay tuned. All right, guys. So as y'all see, we got our engine block back. We got it covered up. We left it covered overnight. We're gonna pull this off. We're gonna finish cleaning it up. Got a few things to do to it before we start slapping all our new parts in there. Got these heads. These are the heads that actually come off of this block here. Um, we're gonna see. We didn't clean them up yet. Might use these, or these come off of the old block that we had that we originally done. Um, only difference is we gotta see. I gotta see which one my intake fits on because the bolt pattern is different. So if we can, I'd like to use these heads because they have extra intake and exhaust ports on it. The valve seating looks a little bit better. These are kind of deep already. Look like they've been worked in pretty good. I think with our new valves, we can get them lapped in better on these heads. But it all depends on what the intake fits. So, been doing some cleaning up in the shed here. We're gonna try to make us a little bit of room. So we're gonna try to keep our stuff organized. Got this tarp laid down because it rains in here. So we got some rain coming this week, so we're gonna just keep it covered up as we done. But got our new intake, new parts, paints, got our other parts that we got cleaned up. We're gonna see what we can do today. We're gonna see which heads these fit on. That intake will fit, and we'll get that intake painted up. Got a new water pump back here. We're gonna get painted, air compressor, just a bunch of different little odd and end things. But we'll got to see which heads we're gonna use because these aren't clean. These are clean. These are ready to go. All we got to do is lap the valves if this is the ones we're using, and we'll get them painted up. Gonna get our block cleaned up and painted. Um, so yeah, we'll see. If not, we got a lot of work to do to clean these up if we got to use them. So that'll be our first project. Let's see what happens. All right, y'all. So I want to show y'all the difference here. As you can see, these heads were the ones I originally took off of the old engine that I planned on using, and these come off of the engine we have now. So I got my new intake here, but I want to show y'all the difference. If you can see here, the bolts, how they line up there, right? So there's 6, and these are kind of straight. As to where these only have 4, and they angled, right? So I don't know what the difference in the heads is besides that. And this one has an extra port here as to where that one's sealed off. Altogether, this is a better head, has way more airflow, and this extra exhaust port. So originally I would have liked to have used these, but these were already clean, so I was gonna go with these. But got my intake here, and so what I'm seeing is whenever I line my intake up, all my bolt holes line up for this intake as to where none of them match on the other heads. So with this intake that I bought, I got to use these here, which in all it's actually better because they just have bigger ports, extra ports and all that. So And these are the ones where the valves are actually in better shape, where I have more room to be able to lap them and get them to seal off better, as to where the other ones kind of look more worn out. So I guess it's a good thing I got this engine, because this intake wouldn't have worked on my original heads. I guess I just lucked out getting this engine here. Did everything off of Amazon, so kind of took Amazon's word for if this intake was going to fit the original heads or not. So if not, now I got some on stock. We'll put those up on the shelf, and maybe there'll be an engine in the intake we'll use them on one day. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and get these cleaned up. These will be our new heads. So they're pretty damn dirty. We're gonna get all our springs off. I'll show y'all how I get those off. We'll just break them down and get them cleaned up. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna show y'all how we're gonna get these rocker arms off and the springs. So all of these are already broke. Got my 16 on the impact. We're gonna pull all those off, and I'll show y'all how we get the springs. That's it for the rocker arms. So now what I do is I take this, it's just a 17-inch socket, 17mm socket, I mean, and you just bang them. Worked on the other ones, so we'll see. That's it. Pop it like that, breaks it loose, and your springs come off. That's it, guys. Now all the springs off. Now to put the new ones on, what we'll do is we'll get a spring compressor from AutoZone. You can rent that at any AutoZone, O'Reilly's, anywhere like that. But the only thing holding them springs on, so inside there you have two of these here, some little keepers. And what they do is there's a little lip on all the valves. And as that spring compresses, these slip in there. Like that. All right, and they just lock in. They lock in, they bite on there, and the tension from the spring just holds them in place. So that's the only thing holding them. So you just use a socket and a hammer, beat them down. What it does is it kicks them little keepers out, and they just go flying everywhere. So make sure you watch where they land. But that's it. I got all new springs, all new valves, all new everything. So for me, I don't really need to keep none of that or keep track of where everything went. But if you can and you plan on reusing them, I would keep track or get a spring compressor, take them off that way. But I got all new valve guides. See, like all these are kind of bad, but we're gonna get all that shit out of the way. So dirty ass heads, we're gonna get them cleaned up. So now I'm gonna go get the other head out the back of the truck and do the same thing. Break it down, and we'll start pulling the spark plugs. Get this out the way. Break it down to where it's just a bare block, bare head, and we'll hose it down with some diesel and pressure wash it, clean it up, buff it, get it ready to paint and reassemble. All right, y'all. Right here we got a completely assembled head. Show y'all how to take everything off. Get all this hardware off, get the valve cover off, get the spark plugs out. Got all our head bolts. Got all new head bolts in, so not gonna be reusing these. So we'll keep that off aside, store that in another place. All right, so we're gonna start off here. This valve cover here is down the middle. Some of the newer ones are around the sides. These are down the middle. It's a 10mm. Number 10. That's it right there. I already broke them, so makes it easy. Keep my gloves on. All right. Place that off the side. Got all our head bolts in here that we already undone. Same thing. Get all of them out of the way. Okay, store that. All right, same thing. I'm gonna go ahead and just get some of this stuff out of my way. So these two little bolts here are 10s as well. Don't want to lose that. Probably got to reuse it. So keep it where I can search for it later, because I will forget where I put it. So I'm gonna put my impact on, get my 10 on there. Oh Lord. Okay, pop this off. Boom. There we go. Might need it, might not. We shall see. Not exactly sure what we're doing here. Yeah. Got me hung up. Come on, man. She just don't want. You ain't keeping my thing. Get out of there, you. All right, we're gonna tighten it back down and see if we can do it again. Too much rust on that. There we go. All right. Sometimes you just gotta knock the rust off of it a little bit. All right. Store that away. All right, got a little spark plug socket, 5/8. That on there with my ratchet. Ratchet it. Oh, let's get our spark plugs out of there. Them ain't no more good. Makes for some good trot line weights, tight line, anything like that. Might go fishing with that. About all they good for now. Get out the way. All right, back here, get this plate and this old holes out of the way. It is a 14. I think that's this one right here. Put that right there. Get on there, you. Same problem, same problem. A little rusty, a little rusty. I'll just hammer that up on there. Get on there, you. I'm gonna break a bar because I don't know how tight these are. There we go. Okay. Now we'll fight to get it off. All right, one down. Do the same thing to the back one. Get in there, you. I'm gonna let hand it down the hammer. Nope, nope. If only my table was bigger, I'd have more room. Look like the leaves in the trash decided to take over. Oh, there she goes. Sometimes you can put it in a vise. I actually got a big old vise right there. But sometimes I like to do shit the hard way. So we'll get this out of the way. Keep it just in case. Never know. I'm gonna put these back in there because I may need them, may not. This way I don't lose them. All right. So that's it for all the exterior stuff. Now we'll do the same thing. Get them rock arms out the way, knock them springs off, get our valves out the way, and it'll be ready to go to clean. Ready to start cleaning. Let's see, I need my 16. That's done. Now on to the springs. Our fancy socket here. And pound away. Yeah, come on now. There we go. There we go. One down. Two down. There went the socket. So I'm not sure if these heads were built before or not, but some of the stuff kind of looks aftermarket. I feel at one point it was probably redone. I know that engine block did have headers on it when I broke it down. The rods for your piston rods, they look aftermarket as well. So I feel like this engine was worked once before. Could be wrong, but you never know. All right, that out the way. Gonna flip it over and get our pistons out. Get the valves out. Now, if you're planning on reusing your same valves, you want to number them. I would clean it up ahead of time and number them 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, and make sure you keep them all together. Being that I'm not reusing them, I'm just gonna throw them in the box, and they can get used on another project somewhere, or maybe not. These are some dirty ass heads. Yeah, y'all would. Okay. This thing is ready to be pressure washed. One head down. Oh, well, keepers out of the way. See, sometimes they get stuck in them in the holes there. Don't want to forget about that in there. Make for a bad day. Let's get our spark plugs out. I don't know why I took my gloves off. So what I'm probably gonna do now is I'm gonna fire up our air compressor back there. Let's pull our cover off of our engine. Ta-da! All right. So while it was at the shop, they kind of halfway cleaned it, but we're gonna clean it up better. Like I said earlier, we had to get it bored out. Had a bad ridge ring, um, and it had a little bit of pit in some of them. So they ended up going 40 over with it. And while it was there, I went ahead and had them install my cam bearings for me. That way I didn't have to fight with that because I don't have the tool. We had a makeshift tool that we was gonna use, but same thing. So I'm gonna fire up the air compressor, get my Dremel out, and we're gonna hit all these little water ports and jackets and stuff. Try to get that as cleaned up as possible. We're gonna see about knocking these freeze plugs out. Yeah, and then we'll get a painter up. Get her painted up. We're gonna get her painted up there. So we're gonna get all our little ports here cleaned out, flushed out. Get the Dremel, get all that old rust and old castings out the way. Now, the only thing I don't like, excuse me, the only thing I'm not too happy about, but it is what it is the other block I had roller lifters. And this one here had flat tappets. Well, with the cam I bought, wasn't paying attention. I wanted roller, and I ended up getting flat tappet. So what I'm gonna do here is on the insides of where them lifters go, I'm gonna make a little notch right on the inside, because where that oil passes through all of your lifters, right? I want to spray a little shot as it passes through on where each lifter meets the cam. So I'm gonna make some little ditches, not very big, just enough for that oil to kind of seep through and land right on where that lifter meets that cam, and it just hopefully make that cam last longer. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, another thing I learned, seen from somebody else's videos, that when we were tearing this down, how I said we didn't have a plate here to hold that cam in. Well, the reason for that, the other one had it because it was a roller, right? So everything in your engine's trying to move out. And with roller lifters, there's nothing holding it back. So you have to put a plate on there to hold it in there. If not, your cam will just walk on out. The way flat tappet cams will work, the lobes on the cam itself is kind of angled to where when it makes its rotation, the lifter itself kind of pushes it back. It comes forward, back, forward, back, forward, back as it goes in rotation. So your lifters themselves is what holds it in there, riding on that cam. That's why this one didn't have a plate. Another thing is on the top side. I don't know if y'all can see. If you're running a roller lifters, on top of each plate here is some little plates that keep them that keep your lifters in place. So for flat tappets, your flat tappet lift is gonna spin. It's gonna spin in that little bore there. It's gonna make rotations. With roller lifters, you don't want that. That roller has to stay perfectly flat. So you put that in there, and there's a little guide on top that keeps your lifter from turning, twisting. It holds it straight up and down. And then you have a guide plate here that sits down with some little arms that hold them little guides, I guess you want to call it. It holds them guides in place so they don't go falling off, this and that. So something I kind of learned. as I go. All right, guys, that's it for the Dremel. I mean, we don't want to hit it too crazy. Just want to knock some of the rust out of it, this and that. Now we'll take it to the pressure washer and hose it down. Make sure it's all cleaned up real well. But that's all we wanted to do here. Clean it up, make sure everything's opened up, not all rusted out. So we'll see from there. Like I said, now I think we're gonna get ready. We'll probably clean up that starter right there. That's one of the pistons that come out of there. But also we're gonna paint up our intake, paint up our water pump, paint up our air compressor. What we might start doing now is getting these piston heads. We'll see if we can get our torch there and get it taken off. Get our old rods off the old pistons and put our old rods on the new piston heads. So let's see what we can do. All right, guys, we got these heads pressure washed. Got them flushed out pretty good. Gonna let them dry out for a little bit, and then we're gonna soak them in some diesel overnight. Let them finish cleaning up, and then we'll hit them again. See what happens. In the meantime, while we was doing that, what I did was I got all my pistons off of my rods. I ended up cracking 2 of them. But what I did was I put them in here, and I just used 2 sockets. I got a socket that was the same size, which was a 5/8, and then I took a 24 on the other side where it fit in, and I just used my big vise here, and we just tightened it up and squeezed it out like a press. I guess I got a little crazy with a couple of them, and we busted up 2 of them, but I ain't reusing them, so it doesn't matter. So got all my rods here now. Now we're gonna take it, we're gonna heat them up with the torch. Torch these ends, get them nice and hot. Don't want them too red, but you want them like a dark red, almost glowing like. That way it expands pretty good, but I'm gonna clean them up first. Clean up the insides with a little wire brush or something. And but then we'll heat them up and we'll stick the new rods. I got them in the freezer. Keep them cold, kind of shrink them some, and just slide them on through. I'll actually video that for y'all. And also started my painting process here. Got my water pump painted up real good, and then I did the intake, but I put it back in the bag. So that's what I'm working on now. Next, I'm gonna start pull these valve covers out, clean them up, give them a good fresh coat of paint, and that's all I'm doing now, guys. I'm just painting things up in the process. Still got to finish cleaning up that block, but I'm gonna work heads and paint be the next thing, and then we'll go from there.